Voodoo Shop, and I took a cruise to the Bahamas from Florida. Yes, that's me. We went to Nassau and saw a lot of different things in the Bahamas that I would never have seen before. But last, the sun set on my Florida excursions and I went to Boston. I lost my mind, left the sunshine of Florida, and went to Boston. Definitely had to visit Cheers, the gang at Cheers, where everybody knows your name. Except for they didn't know my name. Kind of weird, but I knew their name. I knew all about the Boston Commons and the Ducks, Make Way for Ducks, Samuel Adams, Old Ironsides, the Back Bay, as seen from the Prudential Tower in Boston. And this is the site of the Boston Massacre, John Hancock's belongings, the Quincy Market. And I definitely walked along the Freedom Trail many, many times. This is the Minuteman between Lexington and Concord. This is Bunker Hill. And this is one of the famous Paul Revere's lanterns, one if by land and two if by sea. This is in Plymouth. And this is the Memorial Hall that's at Harvard Square. Bearskin Neck, where the most photographed scenery in New England sits, of this old red fishing barn. And while I was there, I took in many, many of the lighthouses, and all the while, my recruiter, Andy, was on the phone guiding me quite often by internet and by map of where to go. So that was a lot of fun. I went down and saw Plymouth Rock, and I went to the Baseball Hall of Fame over in upstate New York in Cooperstown. That was amazing. Oh my goodness, the Hall of Fame. And I also found that if you kind of do these things in the off season, as you can see, you're the only one there. So that was definitely a bonus. Got to see many, many things, including Niagara Falls on that trip. This is a view from right at the top of the falls. And I went over on the Canada side of the falls, and I stayed for $60 right at the top of the falls, just because it was the off season. Imagine that. I had the entire place to myself, and there was this cool pogo nip all over all the vegetation, and pretty frozen the little things, the little kind of like kaleidoscope things that you can look through. But alas, I kind of stayed around Boston quite a bit because there was so much to see there. I took a tour of Fenway Park because that's just amazing, and there's a lot of baseball history there. I also went to an NFL game, the Patriots, and it was their big year that they went to the Super Bowl, but unfortunately they didn't win, which is probably all right because those Boston fans are crazy. Good crazy, but crazy. And all along my journeys, I went to so many museums. I was recently reading an article in the Forbes Traveler about the top 25 museums in the country. And over the last 2.5 years, I've been to 20 of those 25 museums. Here's a Monet. And that there's all sorts of, new and old, all sorts of art. It was just all been amazing. But alas, I decided I needed to come back home to Oregon for a little bit. So I have returned to the area where I can hike in the high desert and camp. Or maybe I'll get stopped on the road by a cattle drive. Or visit any of the Japanese gardens in the Pacific Northwest. Or Multnomah Falls. And Seattle is just a hop, skip, and a jump away, so I can cruise up there all the time. I have family up in Seattle, so that's kind of nice. But no matter what, I have enjoyed all of my journeys, and now it's time to say goodbye to you, but I definitely, I beckon you to come with me and enjoy this. It's just amazing. So I just have one question for you, and one challenge for you, and that is, where's the road going to take you now? Come and join me.